Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I will be the water of information, you shall be a sponge. I apologize. Anyways, I know this is a very difficult time for everyone, seeing as everyone, including professors, are starting to transition to online classes. Please be making sure that you are taking care of yourself, your health and well-being of you and the loved ones around you is way more important than school will ever be. Young, old, whatever you are, I am here to help you figure out how to get ready for an online class. So I've been taking online classes almost coming up on 5 years. Let me tell you, I've had my fair share of fantastic teachers with horrible online classes and amazing online classes with horrible teachers. But here is what worked for me for the past 4 years and continuing on. So without further ado, let's get into it. The thing that matters the most to me before starting classes would have to be selecting which professor in which class. Make sure with each professor you choose that you choose wisely. So I use the website called Rate My Professor. I believe that if a professor has a rating underneath 3, be cautious. Also, sometimes teachers have only about 2 ratings on them, meaning only 2 people have rated this professor. Make sure you read each rating if there is a comment about which class they took. Sometimes teachers teach multiple subjects or multiple classes and they will be graded harshly on one class and then really kindly on another. For me, online classes are more difficult when it's math and science. Those are the 2 subjects that I try my hardest to stay away from or that I try to engage the most with the professor. These classes I find difficult due to the fact that it is very hard to ask the teacher questions. When you're in class, you can just raise your hand and ask exactly what questions arose in your head. Whereas online, it is a little bit more difficult, especially with science. It's very hard to do experiments and labs that you would be doing in your class or in your school at home. So be cautious if you're using Rate My Professor. Try to get a professor that has above a 3.5 rating for math and science. They're highly doable and I have done math and science online. Just be cautious if math and science are classes that you prefer to have as a hands-on class. I found that classes more like English or more discussion-based classes were far more easier for me. But that's also because of the teachers that I took. They had a high rating on response time. When it comes to textbooks and ordering online, sometimes used is better. Sometimes when people have a used textbook, they will put notes in the sides of the pages just as they go along instead of writing them on a piece of paper, which in the long run, if they did not erase, helps everyone afterwards who gets that textbook. Another tip would have to be to establish a routine. The reason why I put starting a routine before classes have even started is because if you start a routine of doing your schoolwork and everything when schools start, it can be very difficult to hold yourself accountable to that routine. And sometimes you might get lost along your routine and start to fall out of it and back into old habits. So I try to write a daily to-do list. Seeing as I'm trying to get myself ready for online classes, which I know are very fast-paced and can be very overwhelming, with any to-do list, try to aim high, but do not push yourself too hard. It is very easy to get overwhelmed from a to-do list. Make sure that it is doable. Keep it short and sweet. Also, every single day, make sure you set a reachable goal. Whether it's get up in the morning, read a book, make breakfast, drink a cup of tea, all before a certain time. Make sure that you are holding yourself accountable to these goals. Also, do not forget to reward yourself, but don't indulge too much. Although it is technically still summer, please make sure that you are fully preparing yourself for school. For me, that means reducing my time on a screen, whether it's TV or a computer or even on my phone. It is very hard for people who are constantly on their phones to immediately transition to online classes and not be tempted to go onto their phones. If you are struggling with limiting your screen time, set a timer for maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes and hold yourself accountable. Stick to it. Find out when you are most productive during the day and make that your goal time to schedule as many things as you are comfortable. For me, I'm more productive before 12. I really try to get the majority of my day done by 11 o'clock. That way, that 11 to 12 hour, I've almost finished everything and I can kind of sort of feel like I'm starting to relax a little bit. Make sure you designate a workspace. That is another very critical part of getting prepared for an online class. Make sure that the workspace you do end up using is consistent. Try not to change the location of your workspace mid-semester also. It throws your whole balance off, and it is actually very hard to make sure that you have all of your supplies and everything you need for that class if you've changed your location. I find it way easier if you just stick to one spot. For whatever and wherever you do choose to take your online class, whether it's on your bed, your couch, try to keep it clean. I try to live by a clear space equals a clear mind. And for me, it does help. So the very last tip that I have for you guys today, it has become my savior with school, work, and everything in between, has been a planner. Or if you don't use a planner, an organization system. Possibly your phone. When it comes to a planner or your organization system, get one that you know you like the layout of. For me, mine has a daily and a weekly and monthly section, as well as some notes that I can put. When you eventually obtain and get your planner, or if you already have one, try to learn the layout. Fill out the daily section and set at least 1 or 2 goals for the day before your semester starts. That way your body and your brain all is used to the flow. For me, color coding has saved my life with a planner. I needed to color code everything, and it saved me so much time. Using sticky notes is another way that can help. If you don't have a planner, get some sticky notes that are in different colors. So to wrap it all up, choose your professor wisely, designate a workspace, establish a routine, and make sure you get a planner or some organizational device. And always tell yourself every single day, school, work, even just getting out of bed, you can do this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment below if you are transitioning online for the first time. I'm very intrigued into what classes you guys are most excited for. Subscribe for some more content and keep your guys' eye out for my tips and tricks on managing and mastering online classes during the semester. I cannot wait to share that information and see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Bye!